Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again. You are watching my BBSM Cycle 1 Week 2 Day 4, which is a deadlift day, and BBSM of course stands for Boss Barbell Strength Method. This is a program put together for me by Dan Green, who I'll be working with for the next several weeks as I'm trying to get better in some of my main powerlifting movements. However, what this routine is not is a BDSM routine, and many of you guys have pointed out that's what you think the title says. Although if you're really that into it, maybe I'll start adding in some straps, wraps, and hell, maybe even some chains. But I digress. On to the main point of this video. For deadlifts, my three main working sets today were 470 pounds for 5 reps each, and I will say that I was feeling pretty wrecked this workout. I was exhausted. Now, for those of you that don't know the split, so to say, haven't really caught on too much, on Monday I have my normal conventional squat day for competition style. On Tuesday, my workout is based around shoulders and traps. On Wednesday, I have another squat day, but this time it's all focused on front squatting. I have Thursday off, and then Friday, which you're seeing today, is my deadlift day, followed by my bench day on Saturday. So this being the case, I had some pretty heavy squats and some pretty heavy front squats a couple of days before, so I'm definitely feeling it. Now moving on to the next exercise here, we then had 4 sets of deficit deadlifts. The first 2 sets were moving up in weight from 345 to 385. And as you see these first 2 sets, what I will say is if you ever want to follow me specifically for my workouts and the numbers I'm using, again, you can click on the link below in the description box to follow me on Fitocracy, which if you don't want to follow me, that's fine, but it's a great site to track your workouts. You can do it on your phone, and I've been doing that a lot more than just bringing in a pen and paper. Now for these first 2 sets, I didn't wear a belt on the deficit deadlifts. However, my lower back was kind of feeling pretty fatigued at this point, again from the previous week's work. So for my last 2 sets of deficit deads, which were done at 410 pounds, I decided to go ahead and throw a belt on for this. It just felt a little bit better. However, in the future, if I can avoid it, I'm going to try to avoid using my belt except on my main lifts and my heavy movements, with the addition of maybe front squats on this. So here you see my second and last set of deficit deadlifts, again 410 pounds on here. I think I'm going to look into getting a box instead of using this bumper plate. Well, the bumper plate is nice, it's solid, it makes me keep my stance a little bit more narrow than I probably would, not to mention it's a little uneven where the grooves are. Now this is just a minor thing, but I think in the long run I'll probably be better off with a box, so I might look into buying one or making one like Dan from Home Physique did. So after we did the deficit deadlifts, we moved on to deficit stiff leg deadlifts. Only did 2 sets here, the first one at 275 for 8 reps. You can see there's a slight bend in my knee, and I kind of mentioned this in the last time that I did this video, that I wasn't sure if I should be keeping my legs completely straight or not, and many of you agreed with what feedback I got from Dan, and that is, some slight bend is actually okay in this, as most people kind of look at this as the same as Romanian deadlifts, depending on how you want to look at it. So here you see my last set again, 315 for another 8 reps. Now for these particular ones, I decided to go double overhand grip. I find this really helps with my grip strength. As it starts to get fatigued, you might find me going with an over-under, but for the most part, when I can avoid it, I'll try to go double overhand just because, again, I want to work on that natural grip strength. One of the things I've been trying to do besides avoid using a belt is I hardly will ever use straps anymore. In fact, I think it's been several months since I have. So after we did that, we moved on to some underhand pull-ups. Goal was to get between 6 to 8 reps, and this is weighted, so I have a 65-pound dumbbell here. However, after watching this set, I wasn't really happy with my range of motion. It looks like I'm not going all the way down, so I'm not very happy with that. That last one I kind of did with the leg kick. So for this next set, I increased the weight by 5 pounds, but I tried to make sure that I in fact did go all the way down. Now doing this and adding onto the top of the fact that I'm a little bitch and I'm really tired at this point, I only managed to get 6 reps here, but that's okay because I felt like they were pretty solid reps overall. Now you guys will probably notice on some of these assistance exercises, I'm not really going overly heavy in weight, and that's really because I'm still trying to feel out the program. Now normally if I had started with some of these exercises, like the one you're seeing here with bent over dumbbell rows, at the beginning of my program, I'd likely go a lot heavier, but the fact that I'm pretty fatigued at this point, I always go lighter just to make sure that I can do the required reps, and I'll kind of feel out this program as I go and get to know what weights I should be using. So for this last exercise, it was actually 3 sets of bent over dumbbell rows for 15 reps with each arm. The first set, which you see here, is with 70 pounds. The second and third set, I bumped it up 5 pounds each, but I didn't want to film it just because I felt that would be pretty boring. So this is my workout for the day. Tomorrow I have bench, and I'm also going to a powerlifting clinic in Connecticut hosted by Brandon Lilly and Chad Smith of JTS. So that should be interesting. I'll be trying to film it, but not sure if I can. In the meantime, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And as always, stay big.